Hi everyone, in this video we'll discuss Epsilon-NFA to DFA, that means conversion from Epsilon-NFA to DFA. Quite interesting in this point is here. In this video I will discuss, so first conversion from NFA to Epsilon-NFA to NFA and NFA to DFA. I have done 3 to 4 videos on this conversion, but have converted this into directly from Epsilon-NFA to DFA. In this one problem today I will be discuss quite interesting. First you have to convert from Epsilon-NFA to NFA, then I convert this into DFA, enter NFA to DFA. Let us move to the problem statement. The conversion from Epsilon-NFA to DFA, that is directly they will ask in the question in any of the exam. Then you have to follow that step 2. First step is conversion from Epsilon-NFA to DFA. Okay. So let us see the they have given this in the small transition diagram, right? So this transition diagram, obviously there is an epsilon move on this, so this is a Epsilon-NFA as given. Okay, let us jump to the problem. First, as we all know that the step 1 is to convert Epsilon-NFA to NFA. In this case I need to find out the E-closure. I have again recall what is E-closure. E-closure is a set of state which are reachable from Q without taking any input, can able to reach from one state to other state is called as a E-closure. That means A can reach without taking any input B. In turn it can also reach to D. So this is possible. Then without taking any input, you can able to reach any of the state, then it can called as a E-closure. Then how do you find out the E-closure? Here also you have to find out the E-closure. So you know delta star of A comma epsilon, that nothing but E-closure of A is nothing but E-closure of A. E-closure of A. Then E-closure of A is nothing but, that is a E-closure of A, it can reach to B, in turn it can reach to D. So that's a result you get it, that A comma B comma D. Then for this you need to find out the transition on this input. What are the input as given? Here 0 and 1 except epsilon. Delta star of A comma 0 is nothing but E-close of delta of A comma 0 union delta B comma 0 union delta of D comma 0. When I take A comma 0, there is a, then B comma 0 C, B comma 0 is C, and D comma 0 D only. So then finally you will get like this, ACD, you will get ACD. Then E-closure of ACD is nothing but E-closure of A is nothing but ABD. Then E-closure of C is C only. E-closure of D is D only. Because it is not able to reach any of the state, that itself is the E-closure of C. So E-closure of this is the result. A, B, C, D is that. When you take the transition of delta star of A comma 0, you will get this A, B, C, D. Then similarly there can find another transition on transition for one input. So first you can complete that. So A on 0 will go to A on 0 it will go to A on 0 it will go to A, right? Then A on 0 it also go to B and also go to C and also go to D. So this I have completed, this much I have drawn the diagram. Okay, let us move to the other transition, right? Other transition. So delta star of A comma 1. A comma 1, look at this given transition diagram. given transition diagram. Eon 1 is, there is to split because E-closure you already know ABD. So Eon 1, there is no transition at all. There is a epsilon. Beyond 1, there is no transition, pi. Then D on 1, there is no transition. That means it is E-closure of pi, that is pi only. Look at that, how this will become. Okay, the pi, there is no transition at all on 1. So then A is over. Take the B. B on epsilon, there is, again you have to find out the closure of epsilon. That means B can reach to D, then there is B and D will get, right? E-closure of B is B and D. Then you can find the transition for this B. So again you have to find out the transition for on input 0 and 1. Okay, so B on 0, E-closure of B comma 0 union D comma 0. B comma 0, that means B comma 0 is a C. B comma 0 is C, right? D comma 0 is D. Then E-closure of C and D, C is C and D is D, right? You will get only CD, right? E-closure of CD is CD. Then write a diagram, right? Beyond 0, it will go to C, right? Beyond 1 will go to D. Beyond 0 will also go to D. Look at this, right? Understood, right? Okay. Then beyond 1, that means is E-closure, beyond 1 is beyond 1 union D on 1. Beyond 1 union D on 1. Beyond 1 will go to, there is no transition at all. D on 1 also there is no transition at all. That is, there is no 0 transition, pi only. E-closure of pi is pi. Then C, right? So look at C E-closure, C E-closure is C itself. There is no transition, you can able to move to any of the state. There is C itself, that itself. Then C on 0, again E-closure of C on 0. C on 0, there is a pi, there is no transition at all. Okay, 0 transition. Then C on 1 will go to B. So E-closure of B is B and D. Then you have to tell C on 1 will go to 1, B, and C on 1 also go to D. Look at that, how this will be happen, right? Right? So then C on 1 is over. Then D, okay, C is over, D take the D state. D, delta star of D comma epsilon, that E-closure of epsilon. This pi indicate is a closure, right? Cap indicate the closure, right? So it is E-closure of D is D itself. Then D on transition, other input is also there, right? 0 and 1, you can take that, right? You can take those transition. D on 0, it will go to E-closure of D on 0. D, that D itself. So D on 0, it will go to D itself. So D on 1, so there is no input, in this case. Okay, you just, there is no transition. This is the final transition diagram, conversion from Epsilon-NFA to NFA. In this diagram there is no epsilon move, Now we complete this, but all the transition over, ABC they have got it. Only thing, it is final thing, you have to decide it which is the final state. Since accepting state, whenever A is union of Q naught, that means initial state, if E closure of Q naught intersection of A not equal to phi in move, that means there is no transition at all, then it include any final state of the DFA, then A is also final state, because E closure of A is A, B, C, D, right? You can take this, D is included, A, B, D, it has included, right? It has included, not C, right? It is A, B, D, E closure of A is that A, B, D. So since D is a final state of given epsilon NFA, there is, then D is also there, this is also is a final state, right? So once you understand this, this will be the final resulting NFA. The step 1 is over. So this way you can convert from epsilon NFA to DFA. Let us move to the next step is intern NFA, conversion from NFA to DFA. NFA to DFA, step 2. Take that, right? So already there is transition diagram. E of 0, E of delta of A comma 0, that is you get it already, you know that E of 0. So have you seen in the previous slide? So E of 0 go to A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. E of 1 is go to, there is no transition on 1, just leave it, there is no transition at all. Then A is over, A, B, C, D of 0. A, B, C, D of 0 you can split like this. E on 0, B on 0, C on 0, D on 0. This transition you can look at the previous slide given NFA. This you can understand that you will get A, B, C, D itself, right? A, B, C, D of 0 is A, B, C, D only, right? Then A, B, C, D of 1, then you can get B, D. So then B, so once A of 0, you will get these two state. So this also over, this also over, the transition have computed. What is the next new state? BD. So BD can take now. So BD on 0, you can split that. BD on 0, that will go to C, and D on 0, D. CD, right? So we will get CD. Then BD on 1. So BD on 1, B on 1 is pi, D on 1 is also pi. There is no transition at all. There is no transition at all. There is zero transition. So there is one more state from this BD, you get it new state CD, right? CD on 0, CD on 0 you can split again, C on 0, union D on 0, right? CD on 0, here it is D, right? D will go to D, right? 0, then CD on 1 you will get BD. So BD is, will go this way, this as 0. Then finally D. So D is a new state, you get it. This is BD already completed. We have completed BD. It is a new state again. D on 0, D only. D on 1, there is no transition at all, right? This will be the final DFA. How do you make this as a final state? Why? How this is? Because A as final state of DFA in after completing the E closure. A, B, D is there, then it is final state. In this case, D is content, final state of given NFA, epsilon NFA, sorry, NFA, then A, B, C, D. So then BD also there, it is a part of, that is final state is part of non-final state, then you can make the final state. Even CD also, C also contains D, final state of NFA, which is also final state, then D also. All the three are final state in this final DFA. Hope this understood this concept. This will be the final DFA from epsilon NFA to epsilon NFA, NFA to NFA, NFA to DFA. So this, I hope you understand this. If do you have any doubt, please you have to comment in the comment box. Please subscribe video, get more interest to do some complicated problem on this conversion. So I hope you understand this.